Peace and blessings to you all. I am Dr. Raul Richardson, and this is a new day for you. And I know you guys know who's coming up next. It's Women's History Month, by the way, of course. And I've got you leading us into Women's History Month. I've got my dear friend, Chandra Brown, Executive Director for Lifelines Counseling with us today to kick off Women's History Month and tell us about all the remarkable and wonderful things that she's doing. So Chandra, how you doing? Welcome.
I'm good. Thank you for having me. How are you, sir?
I'm feeling groovy. I'm so excited to have you here because I'm amazed at all the things you do, but I'm not certain that people in the community really have a full range of things that you do. Matter of fact, I had someone I was doing a Black History Month series with, she's a mental health therapist. And when she returned to Mobile, she started for working for you first. Her name was Oilinka Damola McCracken.
Oyen, yes, yes.
And I told her that I was going to have you on the program, and she was like, "Oh, she couldn't stop. She was just gushing all over about, how influential and impactful and insightful you were in terms of kind of getting her on her path." So I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself to our listeners, and we'll start this party off. So tell me about Lifelines Counseling and the remarkable Chandra Brown.
Well, first, thank you, Oyen. That was beautiful. I'm gonna have to go and listen to what you said. So thank you for lifting me up. I appreciate it. Let's see, Lifelines Counseling Services, we were started in 1958, and we were started as a United Way agency, so Community Chest at the time. And that was a group of community members who got together, and they really looked at the need for services like ours in the community. And so like our flagship program, and I guess our theoretical orientation, is counseling, is helping everyday folks with everyday problems. And so I think it's really interesting because people, you don't really know because you don't do, the stuff that we do every day. And so they're like, what's the difference between like mental health stuff and mental wellness stuff and, da, da, da. And so like for us, we deal with issues because you breathe, like because we're human. So because we're human, we're going to have these experiences which involve like some really tough stuff. So it can involve grief, it can involve because we lost a loved one, it can involve job loss, it can involve trauma, it can involve abuse, it can involve all these different things, losing our house. I mean, and not just sad stuff, it can involve uplifting stuff that maybe we get some anxiety around, and it could be going into a new relationship, going off to school, getting a new job, having all these new things, having things happen to us because we are human, can cause anxiety and depression in our lives. And so what we do is we help people realize the coping skills that they already have within them and utilize them to be the best human possible, right? Wow. And so around those services, over the years, we just started creating new and different things. So we started Consumer Credit Counseling Service. And that's a program that's out there to help people, like, do you need help reading your credit report and understanding what it means and how that credit reporting score impacts you every day? Or housing counseling, if you want to buy your first home, or if it looks like you're not going to be able to make your payments, what does that look like for rental or foreclosure prevention? So lots of stuff. We have a debt management program for people who really like their credit card, but their bank account doesn't agree with it. So they need a little bit of help, getting on track with that. So we have that, just myriads of counseling in that program around personal finance and financial education and housing education, right? And then where I came into play when I got back from college, it's getting longer and longer. But when I got back from college, I was volunteering for this crisis program. And so, for a couple of years, I was a slacker. I couldn't find my way. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I fell into like volunteering for this crisis program and for the helpline. And that has morphed over the years into like a comprehensive community resource line where we contract with United Way of Southwest Alabama to do 211. We do some suicide work. We do bunch of different things around this line. Now we do like community health navigation with community health workers. We can help you sign up for health insurance. We work with Housing First to help folks get housing. to help pay their rent if they are facing eviction. So we really got to a point, because I brought on board some really brilliant staff. We were like, hey, we're supposed to be offering solutions. So when people call, we want to be able to offer them something that we can also help them and support other community agencies in our community that are also doing this work, right? And then another
that's just so much stuff. It's just unbelievable.
And I haven't even finished.
In my intro, my opening set, just before you came on, I was trying to encourage people, because here at Inspire You on Air, the new beat of the Bay, we're always talking about informing people, entertaining them, and inspiring them. And, I tell you, I've known you for several years, and, I remember we were doing some things down there with the juveniles, with Naaman's courthouse at one time.
Yeah.
And I really wanted you earlier in the year. I think I talked to you about this because, everybody gets into the new year and they're all about, I'm going to do better. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to exercise. And I know that around that time, there's a lot of kind of trauma-informed kind of behaviors and things that go on, whether it was a lost loved one or just any number of things. And I thought, man, I really should probably try to get you on like early in the year when people are dealing with all those issues. And I was just so grateful that you were able to do, Women's History Month. To kick off Women's History Month, because, there's so many needs in our community and people can be down on themselves. We got this Ukraine thing happening. We've got the Capitol insurrection a year ago. It's just, there's no end of things that people are
COVID is still going on. We haven't left COVID yet.
No, and we haven't even left COVID, right? I made COVID like a past tense almost, right? It's just crazy. So I don't even know how you manage all of that stuff that you've got going on over there. I really don't know how you do it. You do have an amazing team of people.
Yes, we have a most amazing staff that do the work every single day. And I didn't even deep dive into, we have the Rape Crisis Center, we have a contract with the Child Advocacy Center, the counseling for our family counseling program, we do anger management classes, we do criminal thinking classes. We do lots and lots of work around trauma and abuse for victims of violent crime, sexual assault, child sex abuse. And so the folks that work here honestly, completely and wholly believe that they are like the hands and feet of God. And I just get an opportunity to hang out with them and help them fulfill their mission in the community. And so it's just always an amazing journey to like be in their presence, because this is what they love. This is the community that they want to serve and make better every single day.
Man, I tell you, obviously, well, I'm not sure if you are aware of this, but in part of this whole women's history thing, I can't help but shout out, Candace and Amberly, the Down South diva, Bambi herself, a mother and daughter team that started this radio program a year ago. We just had our first birthday on February 22nd, 2022.
Congratulations, and, that's a magical number.
Yeah. And, to have that vision and then be able to organize it and manifest it and have it come to existence is just, I'm just so grateful that, we were able to, find some intersectionality that allowed me to come on and, maybe do a little bit more than play some music, but actually talk to great people like you and have people in our community get informed about all the things that are going on, It's just, it's a remarkable thing. So what can I do I was going to tell you about, we have this one program called Inspire You Cares, which is a virtual platform. Are you aware of that program? Oh, well, you should definitely plug into that, because it allows organizations like yours to interface with other organizations and, network and talk about some things that they can do together and resources and things of that sort. So it's really kind of cool. But what can I do to lift up? First of all, I don't even know how you maintain the energy levels that you maintain. I have really never seen you angry, upset, or even down. Now, I know your husband may say something different. I understand.
He will.
But what can I do, and what can our listeners do to kind of engage and get informed and, maybe put their shoulder to the cross that you're laboring with? What can we do?
That's beautiful. I think first, know that we're here. Right. So go to our website, like us on social media, follow us, hear what we do, and be our echo chamber in the community. Right. So go out there, and if you have, and I think this the kind of work we do starts very local and individual. So there are a lot of folks who will be like, oh yeah, I've been there. Or is that where this class is? You know,
Mhm.
and so it's that kind of like 90% of the folks that come to us are because of word of mouth, you
Mhm.
know? And so they had a friend who had a friend who had a friend who used our service, and they said, you need to go there and you need to meet with this person, right? So I think that's first. I think number one is know that we're here. Many of our services are either free or on a sliding fee scale. We work really hard to have grants to support the work that we do, because what we're trying to do is potentially my vision, until I find a better word for this, but is to create an ecosystem for folks who've been impacted by trauma and abuse, right? So if you know, like the cycle of trauma, then one of the first things that we go through is just like a level of like shock, like we're numb, right? And so it would be re-traumatizing of us to ask people who come to our doors to go to another agency to find another thing, right?
Yeah.
So when you come to us, that's when, particularly during COVID, we really started thinking about what are the things that we could do to support like people's basic needs. And
Yeah.
so we started working with like A Servant's Love to offer food boxes. We started so we can have food when people come here. Then we can connect them to Bay Area Food Bank, and we can connect them to other, Feeding the Gulf Coast, and then other Prodigy Pantry and agencies like that. But in the immediate need at that moment, we have something that we could provide for you, right? We started a diaper bank. We have a clothing boutique. Initially that clothing boutique upstairs in our office was started for folks that are clients of ours that may need, particularly sexual assault survivors or people who go to court. So then you don't have to worry about something to wear to court. We have that for you. We also expanded it to people who might be looking for their first job or getting back into the workforce. So again, it's another thing that until you can take care of you, we got you, right? So we're here for you and we can help you. And if we can't, because of our relationship with, and because 211 is a program of ours that we manage for United Way, we can connect you with other community services.
Yeah.
Right.
It's amazing. So, absolutely amazing.
And so I think like number one, just tell people we're here. Let people know that we're
here. The crazy part is people always come up to me and, I can hear Chris Gibson or someone saying like, what does Dr. Richardson do? That's like always like the big thing, what does he do? What is his job? And I really believe that the only true talent I have is the ability to see what others don't see and figure out how to connect the dots. And I kind of think of myself as a person that kind of can provide solutions to people when they have a problem. And I can think of no greater resource than what you guys do at Lifelines Counseling. So we want people to engage. How do they reach you? How do they get you? You said social media, shout out some of the websites, the Facebook page, whatever it may be, and this way they can get you.
Facebook page is Lifelines Mobile. I think that's the same for Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're on LinkedIn under Lifelines Counseling Services. We're also, our website is lifelinesmobile.org, all one word. So they can see more in depth, like what we're doing and how we're helping in the community. If they follow us on social media, what we try to do on Instagram and Facebook is put up like wish list Wednesdays. And so if there are items that they have, so we might have a need because we have someone who comes in and they need like a bed, or they need children's clothing, or they need, whatever. And so what we try to do is put that up so that we can, and if they have that and they can help us with that, let us know. So follow us for that, because those are emerging client needs that we try to get out there and we try to put forward. Let's see, what are some other things? We do have our big fundraiser, and that's at the end of the year.
There we go. Now we're talking. I love your fundraisers.
So they can start looking at it, but we plan on doing Bay Area Brunch Fest again. And so it should be in either October or November. And this is our signature event that we have. And what we do is we offer brunch foods. It's on a Saturday from 10 to 2. And we have different local communities, restaurants and caterers come out and provide different brunch foods. We have bands, we have music, and we have the Peace Dollar Resistance mimosas and screwdrivers and Bloody Marys.
And look, I hope to have a reprisal of my role as judge of the Bloody Mary contests.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We will allow you that opportunity.
Hey, listen, folks, if you're just tuning in, I am Dr. Raul Richardson. I'm chatting with Chandra Brown, Executive Director of Lifelines Counseling, and she's sharing with our loyal listeners all the remarkable things that Lifeline Counseling and her remarkable staff does for our community. And make sure that you reach out and engage with her, because she is fantastic and I'm just thoroughly impressed. So this is a new day for you on Inspire You on Air, the new Beat of the Bay. And obviously, we've just barely scratched the surface of all the resources that are available through Lifelines. But I'm really, really looking forward to the date of when the fundraiser is, because I'm absolutely a big supporter of yours, and I will be looking for my VIP seats.
Yes,
And
sir.
to perform my role, sampling, tasting, and judging Bloody Marys. Anything I can do to support what's going on in the community, you know I'm there.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Listen, folks, we're going to be right back, and just don't move. We'll be right back.